Hello, hello. So, on the trail we blaze. Complete 10, then 25, then 50 Lost City quests. So here's the funny thing about this. Sure, just playing quest decks will get you progress. Normally, one progress per game. You play the quest, you complete it during the game, boom, you've made the progress, 50 games, right? But, unequivocally, the fastest way you could potentially make progress on this is to use the priest quest, because the priest quest splits into two quests, both of which are Lost City quests. So, I'm going to use the priest quest to do this, but that means I'm also going to be making progress in Balance of All Things. Play one Celestos card, and then three different Celestis cards. And that's honestly just kind of silly. So, reach equilibrium. Quest, cast 5 holy spells. Quest, cast 5 shadow spells. The reward for the holy is life's breath. The reward for the shadow is death's touch. That gives you Celestos, life's breath, and Celestos, death touch. But if you have both of them in your hand, then they combine, which means under normal circumstances you cannot play all three of these within the scope of a single game. And in fact, the achievement requires that you play these separately rather than waiting for them to combine. Now, probably the best way to make use of this is to wait for them to combine. They turn into rebirth, and then you copy it, you resummon it, whatever else you can do to make as many copies of this as you can. That's not what we're going to do. I'm going to try, and for the record, this is absolutely ridiculous. You should not try this, but I'm going to try to cast all three versions of this in a single game. I've mapped out how it can happen. So, step 1, you have both the quests. You complete one of them before you complete the other, and you play that. So let's say I complete the Holy One first, and I have Life's Breath. I play Life's Breath. Allow it to die. Then, at some point, I'm going to complete the other quest. So, on a turn at some point after that, I will play the other for 5. I will play Rest in Peace for 3, with the other one having died and being the highest mana minion in my deck that I'm going to actually play. That brings me up to 8 mana. Then I'm going to Youthful Brewmaster one of them, doesn't matter which one first. Then I'm going to Youthful Brewmaster the other one. So that's up to 10, up to 12 mana. Now, they should both be in my hand. They will combine into the Cycle's Rebirth, and I can play that on the following turn. But that turn where I'm doing all the other random stuff, that's going to take 12 mana. And to have 12 mana, there's 2 different ways I can make that happen. With Ysera in the deck, my maximum mana will go to 15. So at some point I'll just reach the threshold of 12 mana. But also, I have Clearance Promoter. For each time that this Death Rattle happens to hit one of the Rest in Peace spells, I can do the combo one turn earlier. So realistically, let's say maybe 11. But in the meantime, it's still reducing spells in my hand, and that's mostly what I've got in the deck. So I have Ysera, a couple of Twilight Menders just to get more spells, the Clearance Promoters to help discount spells, the Youthful Brewmasters for the combo, Shadow Ascendants just because they're kind of a pain to deal with early, and everything else in my deck is a spell. Trying to keep as much as possible to Shadow or Holy spells. So you got Acupuncture, Flash Heal, Power Word Shield, Thrive in Darkness, Twilight Influence, Holy Novas, the Rest in Peace, One of which I can play before the combo turn if I do get them both. Shadowward Ruins and and one Void Shard and one Light Bomb. So I tried to keep the number of shadow spells and light spells even with each other, and that meant there was one spell that I only had one copy of each. This deck is silly, but damn it, I want to do the thing. I want to see if I can get all three versions of Celesta in one game, and I'm gonna try, damn it. So here I go.
Taranda versus Throw.
For Doomhammer.
Death, lend me your power.
Yeah, I like this curve. Quest times 2. Now, in all fairness, I could get just wrecked by a Hex.
You are the Shadow's puppet. Do my bidding. You are the Shadow's puppet. Do my bidding.
Is suffering. Unbalanced.
Do my bidding.
Unbalanced.
Do my bidding.
No wear and tear of any kind.
There is little time. is but a thread begging to be snipped. There is little time.
My hand is full.
Our stories live on.
I wonder.
Death is but an unwelcome specter.
Drink with me, friend.
Our betrayers will suffer endless torment. There is little time. Life is but a thread begging to be snipped.
That brought me warmth.
Drink with me, friend.
Life and death, all casualties.
Frankly, this person, which allowed me to do that, and
That
I
brought
am
me
not going
warmth.
to take a win I did not deserve. So here we go.
You did your best.
I don't know whether they were trying to do something else or if they were just wondering what the hell I was doing. But we did, in fact, manage to play all three different types of Celestro cards in the same game. So that is technically possible. And we did make 2 progress. So I'm not going to be running with that deck for the rest of the progress. I'm going to do something much more reasonable. In fact, I'll put something together that's much more reasonable. Be right back. Okay, so here is a much more reasonable version. I only have 1 Gladesong Siren, but it's probably best to put 2 in if you have them. Spirit Guides to draw Holy and Shadow spells, Void Shards, Grave Drawn Void Bulbs, with Kindred if possible. Grave-drawn Sunblooms with Kindred if possible. Twilight Menders for more Holy and Shadow spells. Holy Novas. Funhouse Mirrors, because why not? Twilight Influence. Thrive in Shadows. Lightspeed for a repeatable Holy spell. Nightshade Tea for a repeatable Shadow spell. The Quest, of course. Glade Ecologist for a cheap Holy spell. Alright, scratch the light speeds and the Nightshade's Tea. I'm going to have one of those, one of each of those. Carnivorous Cubicle. So at 10 mana, I'll be able to lay down the Celestial Cycle's Rebirth. It'll make a copy of itself. And you can cubicle one of them so that you just keep generating more of those. And you're still doing 2 quests per game if things go right. So let me see what this looks like, now that I'm not being utterly ridiculous.
Anduin versus Sarai!
Let the games begin.
I will protect the Alliance.
I don't want that quite yet, and I'll probably throw that back for now. You've got a quest? I've got a quest. And I've got another quest. I've got twice the quests you do.
Time's almost up. Pleasure of force.
If I do this now, I could coin and do this with Kindred next turn. I think that's worth it. But do I destroy a 1/2? Or do I just summon a random 2-cost minion? Let's do that.
It's a few safety violations, nothing serious.
Now that is not good for me.
You're looking at me.
That one missed just one.
Pleasure of force.
It sure could have been worse. Let's get some holy representation. And let's summon another 2-cost minion.
Job done.
No wear and tear of any kind.
Ow. Yep. I understand, but I'm still gonna poison you.
Light cannot exist
your head. Use mine.
Remain silent and unseen.
My readings are off the charts.
Cute.
Low in price, high in fun.
That'll be a nice kindred for next turn.
The glade is suffering. Need more data.
Spotted.
The fate of the world hangs in the balance.
Hand is too full. Job's done.
I definitely did that wrong. I should not have stacked them. I forgot that they needed rush.
Someone stop.
Life and death. Both cannot exist without the other.
I am very lucky that they did not know what to do about. I think they were very distracted by my poisonous minions, but I definitely made a mistake in not giving them both rush.
You want to read a book? I want to read a book. Someone stop.
Please don't be...
One cannot exist without the other.
Drink with me, friend.
The Titans have left us much to uncover.
What?
The house thanks you. Time to lose stuff.
I must consider.
Keep it clean.
Job's done.
Yep. There are so many ways. At that low health against the mage, there's so many ways you could just be dead. But, like, you can see how this deck is much better than the other one was. And I'm sure it can still be improved. But even if I didn't win the game, I got 2 more progress on the Trail We Blaze. So, I'm going to call this more or less a success. Alright, have a good one.